So how does one develop and use rings to get bigger muscles while not getting snapped up?
It'd come down to having a foundation on using a stable surface. You need to have competency on bar pull-ups, floor push-ups, bar dips. If you have a foundation of that, then it is safer to go to the rings. For the people that don't have a base of bodyweight strength and then they try rings, that's going to be a little bit more dangerous. And that applies to everyone. So even your audience, Alex, who's mainly lifting weights, you still got to pay your dues and do the bodyweight movements. Yes, doing those humble bodyweight movements, you got to do them if you want to safely integrate to rings.
What are your thoughts on weighted ring calisthenics?
For hypertrophy, good. For strength, not so good. What I mean by that is, for strength, if you're doing movements on a dip bar, it's going to have better transfer to fixed surface calisthenic skills. Stable transfers to stable. Best for strength. You can have the highest force output, universally speaking, on a stable surface. The extreme example I can give everyone listening is you're going to produce more force on the floor with a barbell squat compared to on a Bosu ball with a barbell squat. I know it sounds funny, but you'll never forget this comparison now. So with rings, not so great for maximizing your strength output because it's an unstable surface by nature. But this is great for hypertrophy because that instability means you can't lift as much load, which doesn't really matter because you can just stimulate within the range and intensity that you want.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's unstable, if the proximity to failure aspect is still there. And now you could focus even more on your technique. Like anyone who does a ring dip, you pretty much have to dial it in or else your arm is going to cave in and you're going to fall off. So rings will humble you and it forces you to focus on the fundamentals. Like when I started using them, I had to do the support work. Couldn't even get started in, the basic movements, even though I was strong at weighted calisthenics. And you talked about force output. That's absolutely true. Just to say, I could do 5 plates on weighted dips. Can't even do 3 on a ring dip.
I love how humbling rings are when you're first using them. You're like a fish that's been taken out of water. You're just shaking super wild. And it's always interesting seeing people try and lock out on pushing exercises.
Oh my God.
You think you've got a strong press or strong triceps, get on the rings and straighten your elbow, externally rotate your shoulder, turn your thumbs out every rep. Man, the lockout strength that you get from that is just huge because of that instability too.
Would you recommend the RTO rings turned out position as a general rule when using rings?
I'm a big fan of it just because always team full range of motion over here, as well as it promotes consistent form standards. You lock out the elbow every single time, you know that is the quality that you're chasing. And I just think there's extra benefits in terms of just that peak tricep contraction, peak pec contraction. I prefer it. I like it.
And this is projection on my part, but do you think rings might be one of the best things to build your biceps naturally?
Particularly with biceps, it really lends itself to rings for isolation because we've got a few movements. We can do the conventional bicep curl in front of you. You can also do the pelican curl, which I know you've taught in the past. So you're in a push-up and you lower yourself down into shoulder extension, which stretches the bicep. You can do them for reps. You can do eccentric overload. But yeah, rings are great for that versatility, pain-free bicep growth due to the movement.
And what's the most important exercise that people should work up to on the rings if they want massive arms?
Tricep extensions, everything you need there. I think in particular, people don't do tricep enough and it just gives you that really 2/3 thickness to your arm.
Absolutely. And even in the calisthenics community, we hear a lot of guys preaching the benefits of diamond push-ups, which I do myself as well. They're fantastic.
Exactly. And if we compare that diamond push-up to the tricep extension, you can see that the tricep extension, as the name suggests, is a lot more beneficial for a few different reasons because you're isolating the tricep, you're getting more of a stretch at the bottom, both at the elbow and also the shoulder, and you're combining elbow extension with shoulder extension. And as the anatomy nerds listening know, the tricep has 3 heads, and the overhead function where we're combining that elbow extension and shoulder extension is going to pack on that meat in those triceps.
Just goes to show you can go far with bodyweight training.
Build muscle like never before and master calisthenics. Shop fitness FAQs and take your body to the next level.